This day in history in 5 minutes or less. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of This Day in History in 5 minutes or less. I am joined by a very special guest, Armando Cardoso. He is the owner and proprietor of Vintage Mio Records in Waco, Texas. Armando, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Danielle. I'm really glad to be here.
We're super excited to have you. Now, one of the things that I really love about your shop is, not only is it just an amazing place to find vintage records, but you're also very philanthropic. I know some of the sales and the proceeds from the store go to support some local charities. What are some of the charities that you guys are supporting?
Well, it's not just Danielle. First of all, thank you for supporting my store. When you came in here, what was it in like October?
Yeah, last
You
year.
were one of my favorite customers. Stacks of records everywhere, and your music taste was awesome, off the hook. A little bit of everything. But yeah. Ever since like the beginning or inception of my business, in like when I started in Oregon, I just made a goal to donate $250,000 towards headed nonprofits, and we're about 12% roughly of that goal. So it's I choose to focus mainly on like women's shelters, foster care programs, anti-human trafficking. My heart's I got this special heart for like St. Jude's, like children that are terminally ill and are fighting cancer. So anything that's vetted, and if there's individuals that come here in the community and they share certain nonprofits that speak to them in their community, we donate to them as well.
That's incredible. That's really, really very special. And that kind of just goes to show like one of the many, many things that makes what you're doing in your shop so special. All right, well, I'm going to jump into it. Our topic today for May 8th, we're actually looking at May 8th, 1970. The Beatles released their 12th and final studio album, Let It Be. Now, fittingly, you have a couple Beatles albums behind you, but are you a Beatles fan? Let's start there.
Surprisingly in this store, I've been learning, I just automatically assumed that everyone liked the Beatles, but I would say it's like 50-50, right? I'm a huge Beatles fan. I enjoy them. I respect them. And you know what, ironically, have you ever seen that movie Yesterday?
Oh, so good. Yeah,
Oh
very
my
good,
God.
very good movie.
That's what actually got me loving the Beatles more. Because it was an amazing tale told that what if the Beatles weren't here
Yeah,
in history? And can you imagine they did an amazing portrayal of that. And
they
just
did. We definitely recommend that movie.
it was
And
great.
what I'll do is I'll actually link some of the nonprofits that you support and the IMBD so people can watch that movie and enjoy the
Oh yeah.
Beatles on, the anniversary of their final record coming out.
We play it in the
Uh,
background here.
I love it. That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your shop and just some of the cool records that you've encountered, or even some of the customers that come in and they're looking for one particular thing and they're kind of nutty about it in the best way.
Danielle, I brag about my customers all the time. I sincerely believe that I have been blessed with some of the best customers that a store could possibly have. I would say that 99.9% of the folks, there's never any issues. They just come in here and they come in and they enjoy all types of music. And there's like the demographics here is everyone. It's not necessarily like 50s or 60s. We've got Baylor students. We've got students coming in here, visitors coming in here visiting like the silos. The silos attracts like 1.9 million people a year,
It's
and I can
incredible.
that. So literally, there's everyone throughout the world that come in here. And I actually started a book, just like a visitor's log,
Yeah.
like 2 months ago, and I already have 1,000 signatures from people throughout the world.
That's incredible. And you guys are literally like steps away from the Magnolia silos. So like if people come to Waco, Texas, to check out the silos, they can literally get to your shop, no problem.
Yeah.
Like that's how I found your
I
shop,
walk
because
out the
I went.
door and look to the left, and you can see the silos, like 800
Yeah.
feet from me.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, one of our questions that all of our guests get asked, if you could go back in history and take anyone out, kill anybody in history, who's your person? Who are you getting rid of?
Oh my gosh, I'm sure that everyone could. That's a tough question. Not a murderer, but if I had a choice, everyone that comes into the record store, no matter what their political affiliation is, when they come in the store, they just love each other, and I think that's the way generally the world is. So it wouldn't just be one person. I think it would be a group of people who purposely just try to separate us, because in general, most people just want to get together and barbecue. So.
I
That's
like
fine.
it. That works. And that's very appropriate for Texas to be a barbecue lover. So I do think you found a really good home there in Waco. So that's fantastic.
I love
Well,
it, man.
Armando, thank you so much for coming on and being my guest for our podcast this week. And you guys check out the new episodes. They come out every Wednesday. And then make sure to check out the description so that you can see links to all the fun stuff that we talked about in today's episode.